going to share with you a little tip that I have found to help my students understand the staff a little bit, the grand staff. I start by drawing 11 lines on a piece of paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now I ask them to envision those lines going across. Pretend this is really small, shrink it down into a page, and there's 11 lines going across the page a bunch of times, and we're going to have notes on those. We put our notes on these lines to represent the different pitches. It works. They have a pretty good time, do a pretty good job of remembering that the first space is A, and then we just count up A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, now there's a lot of symmetry in music and in the staff, so I like to point out that this middle line right here, this is middle C. So I often will draw a note on middle C. Now, this is where I take a little bit of liberty to possibly do some storytelling and stretch the truth or make something up, but it helps my students. So one day, a guy or a girl, somebody was reading music and their eyes were just going bonkers. It's like as they read across the page, they would have a hard time keeping track of like, wait, what line is this and which note does this represent? And it just was driving their brain and their eyes bonkers. So they said, well, this is silly. What if we would just divide the staff in half? There's 5 up here, 5 down here. This is kind of the oddball. So they essentially decided to delete that middle line. I'm going to, and then I do this. I physically take a piece of paper and I do this with my students. And I say, sometimes I'll do that in pencil even, and we'll just literally erase that middle line. And then I just pull it apart. So I say, okay, so this person, this genius decided, hey, let's delete that middle line and pull the staves apart. So up here here's the treble clef, and here's the bass clef. Okay, and that just makes it a whole lot easier for our brains to read. Okay, so that's space in between. But now here's where it gets a little confusing, because middle C can go either way. Middle C, we deleted middle C's line. And they said, okay, let's just delete that line. But anytime we need middle C, we put a little piece of that line back. We draw a little piece of that line. We call it a ledger line. Okay, so here's middle C written in for the bass clef. But this is also middle C. It's the same note, because that line was deleted, and because we added that space just to make it easier for our brains to comprehend. So I think when they see that, oh, it's not really far from middle C to this D, we deleted the middle line and stretched them apart just to make it easier for our brains to process. That often helps students understand the staff in a lot more of an accurate and accessible way. Hope you found this helpful.